Hello, everyone. Well, give it to Trump to spend yet another day saying something wildly inappropriate and unimaginably cruel, inconsiderate, and offensive. In his meeting with German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, Trump compared Russia and Ukraine to just a couple of kids fighting and basically saying, oh, maybe it's just better to let them fight, wear each other out, and then see if they would make up. I just don't understand why they dislike each other so much. Really? First of all, Donald, the two kids fighting is what is happening between you and Elon Musk right now. Because you're basically two spoiled brats having it out over who gets to rule the sandbox and the playground. Second of all, if you don't understand why Ukrainians specifically came to dislike Russians, go fucking read history. Oh, I forgot, you can't read. You can't read more than a page. You have to have your security briefings made into videos for you because you can't fucking read. To Chancellor Merz's credit, he didn't fall for it. He didn't even really react to this crap. Good on him. I'm glad there was an adult in the room. Instead, Chancellor Merz tried, God bless him, tried to steer the conversation back where it belonged to pointing out that Russia was behind this aggression and something had to be done because it presented a global threat. So once again, Ukraine, European nations, I think it's time to cut the U.S. umbilical cord. U.S. is a loose cannon. I'm sorry. I'm among the millions and millions of people in this country who did not vote for Trump and who tried to get others not to vote for Trump. We failed. We failed, and we're now paying a terrible price for it. Do not rely on the U.S. Do what you can. Make plans as if U.S. no longer exists, or as if U.S. is no longer your ally. In response, Putin's spokesman Peskov said that for Russia this war is existential. Honey, nobody is threatening the existence of Russia. Russia is threatening the existence of its neighbors. Nobody wants your shithole country where people don't have indoor plumbing, where people don't have electricity, where people are building sculptures out of shit. I'm not joking, guys. Look up fecal sculptures in Russia. Feel free to fact check me on this. Where people have fecal stalagmites in their buildings because their sewage is leaking and then freezing. Nobody wants that. They just want you to stay home and be miserable there instead of going somewhere else, bombing other people, and making them be miserable with you. And then I would like to remind everybody that this happened. Bucha massacre has happened. What threat to Russia's existence were people whose corpses were left in the street of Bucha? What threat to Russian existence were little girls, teenage girls, who were locked up in a cellar and raped by Russian soldiers? What threat to Russian existence was Irpin, where similar events had happened as in Bucha? Does anybody even fucking remember that? That wasn't that long ago. That was 3 years ago. For that matter, does any fucking body remember the passenger airplane that got shot down 11 years ago by Russians And those people are still waiting for justice. What threat to Russia's existence was that airplane? And it continues. Once again, after Ukraine, with surgical precision, targeted only military objects, Russia goes and does this. 6 of Ukraine's regions were attacked in yet another largest aerial attack, including 407 drones and 44 ballistic and cruise missiles. And no, they were not shelling military objects. They were shelling Ukrainian civilians, including my parents. Now, Ukrainian forces were able to shoot down about 30 of the missiles and but half of the drones. But that means that there were still pieces of them left falling on the heads of civilians, and there were other that did not get shot down. Because you know why? Because they have to use the Patriot air defense systems very sparingly, because the U.S. decided not to support Ukraine and not to send any more ammo for those. So basically, since U.S. has become unreliable, they're having to use what they have very sparingly. And that means basically they're now in a position of having to decide who lives, who dies, as this nightmare continues. And yeah, I agree with Zelensky here. Russia doesn't change its stripes. As if it weren't bad enough, Russia continues with its underhanded double tap attacks, where they hit something, then they wait half an hour for rescue workers to come rushing in, and they hit again. As the result of such an attack, 3 rescue workers were killed in Kyiv. They were trying to rescue people. They were trying to save people. What threat to the existence of Russia were these people? More to come.